Hello, everyone, and welcome to the In the Pocket podcast. I'm Max Sturm, joined alongside Xander Cook here today. No Logan Martin. We got some pretty bad weather here in Maine, so Xander and I will be covering this weekend's conference championship games. And man, what a weekend of football we had! Just two games, but two games that have ultimately decided who our Super Bowl is. And I can't wait to talk about these games because both have very interesting talking points. And Xander, just to start out, like were the outcomes pretty much what you expected?
Yeah, the outcomes were what I expected. I expected Patriots and Seahawks to both win their respective matchups. Honestly, I was more shocked at how close the Patriots game was. I thought they were going to blow them out of the water, but it was just a defensive matchup, and obviously the elements were a huge factor in that game, and that's why the score was so low. I mean, 10-7 matchup. It was just a fun defensive battle to watch, but the right team won.
Yeah, so we'll start with that matchup. That was a 3 o'clock matchup in Denver. The number one seed, who obviously was playing without Bo Nix and had to start Jared Stidham in that game. And the way that game started was a little bit surprising to me. I mean, both teams go three and out on the first two drives there, and then Jarrett Stidham finds, who did he find? Was it Marvin
Cortland
Mims?
Sutton.
Sutton, big shot down the field, right? And
Oh,
then
that one was Mims, and then he found
yeah,
Sutton
yeah.
for the
So
touchdown.
Sutton was the touchdown, and Marvin Mims was the recipient of a 40 plus yard pass. He found the hole in the defense, and that was really all we saw offensively for the Broncos that entire game. It was that one drive where they take the lead early on, and for a second there, I was thinking, "Oh man, like this is scary for the Patriots." But then Jarrett Stidham's inexperience started to show throughout, and he had. It's crazy to think about this, Xander. Like this game, we might have seen the Broncos in the Super Bowl again had it not been for Jarrett Stidham's backwards pass that obviously should have been a touchdown, but it didn't matter because Drake May ran it in after. But the Patriots' offense did not look good in this game.
No, and it's all creds to the Broncos defense. I mean, they held their own, shut down New England's passing game. When you have guys like Riley Moss and Pat Surtain out there covering Diggs or Booty, it's hard to have a passing game, especially with the heavy snow falling. You can't get anything going through the air. And then really all that could work is the run game for New England. And by run game, it's basically just Drake May running the football. I
That's
mean,
what they were
Stevenson,
successful at. That was really
yeah,
it.
that was the only thing that could get them going is Drake May running the football. And then for Denver, they literally couldn't do anything. I mean, the run game was shut down the entire game. They found no success. And then obviously the passing game wasn't good because you have Jarrett Stidham in at QB. And New England's defense was just insane. They were getting after Stidham within 3 seconds, forcing him into a bunch of mistakes, a bunch of inexperienced mistakes. So it was just an ugly game for Denver offensively.
And I think that was kind of the game plan was with for New England was get in there and really put some pressure on a quarterback who's only had four career starts, hasn't ever started a playoff game, and he's playing on the second biggest stage that you can really play on in the NFL in that conference championship game. To me, what really stands out about this was the more so the Patriots offense. I didn't expect the Broncos offense to not to or to function well throughout this. There were already a very spotty group with Bo Nix in there. You never really know what to expect. Bo Nix has just found a way to be clutch at the end of games and score when he has to. And when you lose that and you have an offense that's already spotty and wishy-washy, you're not sure what you're gonna get. You're not going to be very successful, especially against a Mike Vrabel led defense, a guy who has had playoff experience as a player and now is applying that to the playoffs as a head coach. And he's got good personnel back there. They had a plan and they went in and executed it greatly. The offense is what really stood out to me for New England. They struggled and they have been struggling in the playoffs, to be completely fair with you. I mean, the only reason we talked about them getting that touchdown was because of the turnover by Stidham down by the 30 or 20-yard line. And then they were able to use Drake May's legs a number of times, and eventually it worked out for them to get into field goal range and kick what ultimately was the game-winning field goal. But you look back to the Chargers game for the Patriots, where Drake May had two turnovers, and then he had another three in the game versus the Texans the week after. And I know there were some elements in that game, and that's what a lot of my Patriots fan friends have been saying. It's the elements, it's the elements, and I'm just sitting here like it's January football. Like you're gonna deal with those. Obviously, he hasn't played that deep into January yet, so some a little bit of forgiveness there, but Drake May has not necessarily protected the football too well. He has played some very good defenses, though.
Yeah, that's the reason. I mean, that's 3 straight weeks of playing the top five defense. I mean, Chargers were fifth, Houston was number one, and then you had Denver there at number three. Now he has to go to the Super Bowl and face the Seahawks, who again have another top five defense. If you're going up against another top five defense like that, and the results are underwhelming the past 3 weeks, what are we to think that something's going to change in the Super Bowl?
Now we'll get a little bit more into it in a second, but what's different about that Seahawks team is yes, they will get some pressure on you, but where their defensive masterclass for me lies is within their secondary. They've got a young secondary and they are good. We saw a little bit of a drop off in that game from Tariq Woolen, but that's a very off game for him. He is a very solid corner, and he will give whichever receiver he's lined up against a tough time. He'll give Drake May a tough time. But let's transition into that NFC Championship game. I mean, this was a matchup that you and I looked at and we're like, this is gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be a shootout because these two teams have faced twice already this year. Both of those games were exciting matchups that ultimately came down to the last play, and it didn't come down to the last play today or yesterday rather, but it was exactly what we expected. It was a game that was close throughout and was going to come down to the wire. The Seahawks, I think, ultimately just had the better defense, and that's what it came down to. Um, Matt Stafford and the Rams had a chance to take the lead. They go down, and they get into a fourth down situation down near the end zone, and unfortunately for them, they're not able to convert it. And with the way that these two quarterbacks were playing, both Matt Stafford and Sam Darnold had incredible games, something like 140 passer rating for both of them. The way they were playing, the way their wide receivers were playing, it was going to come down to whoever had the ball last was probably going to win that game. And the defense for the LA Rams was not able to stop Sam Darnold and JSN and what they were able to do on with less than 2 minutes remaining. All they had to do was get a few first downs. Rams unable to do it. And so, to me, the better team in this situation, one I've been saying for a few weeks now, that the Seahawks are the best team in the league when you combine both their offense and their defense. Obviously, their defense is a top five unit in the league, and then their offense. It's all dependent on how Sam Darnold plays, but these last two playoff games, he's been incredible.
He's been insane, and what a comeback story for Sam Darnold. I mean, gets drafted into purgatory with the Jets. He was failed with that franchise, and even Woody Harrison, the reason he traded Sam Darnold, he said, "Look, he's a great quarterback. It's just not working out in our system. He can be an elite quarterback, but he just can't be that elite quarterback here." Carolina is more so the same issue, just not the right coaching staff around him, not the right roster around him. Goes to San Francisco, he backs up Purdy for a year, and then all of a sudden goes to Minnesota, where you have an offense or a quarterback friendly system with KOC, and then you have Jay Jettas, Hawkinson, Addison. Obviously, Sam Darnold with that roster, he's going to find success, and he did. He led them to, I believe, 12 wins or 13 wins,
14.
14 wins,
Yeah.
and lost in the first round. We're thinking, okay, it was just a good regular season. He's not a playoff guy. Goes to Seattle. We're like, okay, was he just a 1 year wonder with Minnesota? What are we gonna see? And he does the same thing in Minnesota, just balls out. He's got the right coaching staff, the right system, the right players. I mean, you got JSN, Cooper Kupp, K9 is in the backfield, Charbonnet's in the backfield, a solid offensive line. And he has just been insane to watch. He's been fun to watch. Yeah, I know he turned it over quite a bit in the regular season. I think like 12 interceptions throughout the year. But here's the mind-blowing stat. Zero interceptions against San Fran, zero against the Rams. This dude is not turning the football over when it's crunch time, when the elements are most important for that franchise. He's been fun, man. And against the Rams last night, I mean, he was just threading the needle, making all the right plays. He even made some plays with his legs when he's scrambling, finding JSN open, finding Cup open. What a story from Sam Darnold, man, and just what a game in general. I loved watching every second of it.
Yeah, and I think in recent years with the quarterbacks that we've been seeing, like Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and not necessarily Joe Burrow because he's got a really good squad around him, but it's become sort of a standard where people are expecting those elite level quarterbacks that are going to have a chance to win the Super Bowl, that they need to be able to do it by themselves regardless of the guys that they have around them. Not every quarterback is built like that. Not every quarterback uh, it has the ability to do that. And I think that Seattle understood that they need to have a roster around Sam Darnold to make it work. And that the Vikings had one too, but they didn't have the defense necessarily to kind of put it together for Sam Darnold. They I think outside of Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, who did experience some time away from the field last year, he didn't have a ton over there in Minnesota, but they bring him in. They build a really good roster around him. They already had in JSN, and then they brought in insurance with Cooper Kupp, who has been a lot better than I thought that he would be for the Seahawks this year. You can't expect a quarterback to succeed entirely by himself. And so when
No.
people say, "Oh, he's surrounded by so much talent, that's why he's playing well." The guy has won 14 games with two separate teams in back-to-back years. That says something about the quarterback. And Sam Darnold's balling out. I remember when he was being drafted, he's the most NFL ready prospect, and maybe he wasn't at the time, but he's learned so much by going through all the motions, going to Carolina, going to San Francisco, going to Minnesota, working under those coaches, and then to finally get back into the playoffs, or really get into the playoffs for only the second time in his career, and
Mhm.
perform the way he's performing. Like you said, no turnovers in those two games. It's impressive. And as somebody who wants the 2018 draft class to finally just get a freaking ring, here we go. He's got a chance now as that he goes on to face the New England Patriots. And so we're gonna probably hold off on talking too much about that game until we got Logan Martin here later. But just early looks at this game, Xander. Patriots versus Seahawks. It's a rematch of the 2015 Super Bowl that ended in such a heartbreaking fashion for the Seahawks with that interception at the goal line by Malcolm Butler. What are your initial thoughts on this matchup?
I wouldn't be too confident in Seattle. Like I still think they grind out a win, but I think it's a much closer game than people are anticipating. And that's because that New England defense is no joke. They held the Chargers to 3 points. They intercepted Stroud 4 times. They held the Broncos to 7 points in their own home. This Patriots defense is legit, and they can give any opposing quarterback trouble. We saw it with Herbert, Stroud, Stidham. We can probably see it with Darnold. He's had games where he's thrown 4 interceptions, and New England is a defense that turns or take away the football. They take it away. They pressure the quarterback. They stop the run. They are one of the best run defenses in the league. So now that Charbonnet's out for the season, how is Kenneth Walker going to fare against New England in the Super Bowl? It's a rematch of Super Bowl 49, but these are two completely different teams, completely different rosters, different coaches, different uniforms, but it still has that rematch aspect to it. It still feels like Seattle
Oh,
wants to get that
the
win.
12s are looking at this matchup and just palms are sweating and mouth is watering.
Exactly. It still has that rematch feeling, that get back feeling to it. I love it. And that's what the NFL is all about. I mean, what a fun regular season, what a fun playoff. I think these are the two teams that everyone should have expected in the Super Bowl. I think that looking back on it, this is the matchup that is the most deserving. I mean, these two teams played their hearts out all year long. They're both 14-win teams, great coaching staff with Patriots with the fastest rebuild known to man. And then Seattle picking up Darnold, taking a chance on him, hiring a defensive-minded head coach in Mike McDonald. Just what a turnaround for both franchises. They did all the right things, and now they have a chance to get that ring. Just what an incredible storyline, and I'm expecting an incredible game. It's going to be a defensive game, and like the game against the Rams, I think it all comes down to who gets the ball last.
It's gonna be cinema, and you bring up a really good point about this being a defensive game, and so that kind of leads me into my next thing is this game is gonna rely on which offense can play better. You look at the offenses that the New England Patriots have faced throughout this postseason, and obviously he faced Justin Herbert, who's a great quarterback, but doesn't have a ton around him. Then he goes and he faces the Texans, who CJ Stroud, say what you want about him in his opening season, his rookie year, and even a little bit in his second year. He's a mid-tier quarterback right now with an offense that it was very hurt in that game. And then the Broncos obviously facing a backup quarterback. So this is the first like legit offense that the New England Patriots defense is going to face. But I have no doubt in my mind that Mike Vrabel is ready for that challenge, and they are going to make Sam Darnold uncomfortable. I have no doubts about that. Can Sam Darnold overcome it? That is the question. On the other side of things, Drake May has to be smarter with the football against a very, very good Seahawks defense coming up here in the Super Bowl. And like I said, they will get the pressure on May. What stands out to me again is that secondary that they have, extremely young and talented secondary that Mike McDonald's calling plays for, disguising things. Matt Stafford had a decent day against them yesterday, but again, they have played twice before, and Matt Stafford is just Matt Stafford. I I'm not sure where I lean on the MVP debate right now, but he's certainly a top runner. And obviously just has the experience. And with Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, you're gonna have a decent day regardless of what defense you're going up against. Drake May has to rely on Stephon Diggs and Kayshon Boutte, among other guys, to Mario Douglas. I think that they got to get the run game involved. To me, Xander, this is a matter of which offense is really going to find a way into the end zone more.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's gonna be one of those games where it could come down to one play and which offense is going to have that one explosive play in the at the end of the game. It's going to be exciting. I mean, you get two defensive minded head coaches, so both guys are going to have their defenses prepared heading into this matchup. You have Sam Darnold, who is playing at an elite level in the playoffs. And then on the opposite side, you have Drake May, the second year quarterback, already as an MVP. And granted, he hasn't had a good playoff run so far, but he's still found ways to win. He's still made some plays when it matters most. And there's no doubt in my mind he's going to do that in the Super Bowl. I mean, he's a stud. He's a legit quarterback. It's going to be
But he's
fun.
got 2 weeks. He's got 2 weeks to prepare now too.
Exactly. Now that he has 2 weeks to prepare, he's already faced three tough defenses and won all three games. So give credit where it's due. The New England Patriots have built something special. Drake May is a special quarterback. These guys can find ways to win. So I would not be shocked if they found a way to win their seventh Lombardi. But I also wouldn't be shocked if Seattle wins that football game either, because on the other hand, I mean, this team has been the most dominant all season. You saw them last week, a 41-6 win over a division rival. And then against the Rams yesterday, they were in control for most of the game. Obviously, it was a 4-point game, but was there ever any doubt that Seattle was going to lose that game? Not for me. I thought Seattle was going to win that game all the way through. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to
It,
be
it
fun.
it's going to be such an exciting game. I mean, it's nice to see a Super Bowl that doesn't have Kansas City or Philadelphia in it.
Hmm.
I and I
Would have been
know,
nice to see a Super Bowl without New England, but
yes, it would have. And I was
whatever.
just about to say that, like, as a Bills fan, man, that hurts. It hurts so much, but you have to give credit to what they have been able to build in such a short amount of time. I mean, 2 years of 4-13 over the last two seasons, and then coming back and storming back with a 13 win season, uh, and making it back to the Super Bowl. It's incredible what Mike Vrabel has been able to do. And if you're the Tennessee Titans, man, you are kicking yourselves for
They should
letting
have been
him
kicking
go.
themselves as soon as they fired him. That was the dumbest choice they could possibly make was firing him. It was so stupid.
I you look at what their reasoning was too, and it's like the direction this football team is going in does not align with Mike Vrabel's values. What about Mike Vrabel's values do you as an organization not value? That guy is a Super Bowl winner, three-time Super Bowl winner, and he was an offense.
Basically, their value was we want to suck for a few years. We want to completely rebuild. Our roster's getting old. We just want to rebuild. And
So you think it's
Mike
more about
and
they
Mike, I
thought
think
Mike
Mike Vrabel's
Vrabel was gonna
values, they
was gonna
knew
win
he
more games than they wanted to.
exactly. They knew he's a proven winner. So they're like, look, we don't want to win. We want to suck for a little bit.
That was one of the more shocking firings I've seen in the
It
last
was
few
so
years.
dumb.
I
So
mean,
dumb.
like if you want to rebuild, go ahead. But I promise you, there are not a ton of head coaches out there that are better, more driven, and more proven and experienced than Mike Vrabel is. And he's a
Mhm.
fantastic head coach. And I hate that New England has him, but at the same time, I'm glad he has a job somewhere where they respect him and allows him to succeed. Because with Tennessee, I'm not sure that was going to ever happen. I mean, you saw with Tennessee when he was there, they made the AFC Championship game. They made it there. They had success, and then 1 or 2 years of first round exit or not making the playoffs, they decided that they didn't want to go forward with him, and it doesn't make any sense to me at all why you wouldn't want to have that guy there. And
I
maybe it
mean, he
was
made
just
the championship game with Ryan Tannehill as his
yes,
quarterback. Come on.
maybe it was just destiny that he ends back up with the Patriots. And it sucks, man. I hate it. And I know as a Bills fan, it sucks. For a Steelers fan, it sucks too because you had your fair share of playoff run-ins with Tom Brady and those Patriots, and
So stupid.
you hate to see them finally fall off and be like, yeah, finally. And then obviously
They
the
didn't
rise of
suffer enough. They didn't
yeah,
suffer enough. This
yeah.
is
And
so stupid.
and Logan's not here, so I'm gonna shit talk a little bit real quick.
All right, go
With
for it.
when Patriots fans say that and some of them say it like ironically, like they're joking about it. There are some Patriots fans that I've talked to from back home in Vermont that are like, we had such a tough time for 5 years, and we're not used to losing like that. And when you look at ticket sales and all that for the Patriots, people stopped showing up for the Patriots. And when you ask them why that happened, they said it's because we have a standard. Okay, you still support your team. So I hate it when Patriots fans are like they kind of fall off of the bandwagon for a little bit and then they finally get good again and they're hopping right back on like nothing happened. It pisses me off so much as someone who didn't see a freaking playoff run until I was 16 years old. Like
I know.
it makes me so mad.
It's so dumb. They bring up that, oh, those 5 years were tough as hell. It's like, shut the fuck up. You had 25 years and six Super Bowl wins, dude. Shut up. Blah,
It
blah, blah. 5 years. It should have been 50.
and when people and when they say that, it just makes me so mad. And we obviously have a lot of friends that are Patriots fans, being
I
up here
hate it.
from Maine, and I won't say I'm happy for them because I'm not.
I'm not either. I
But
hate it.
uh,
Dude, to put it like this, they lost the greatest quarterback of all time, drafted Mac Jones, fired the greatest coach of all time, had back-to-back four-win seasons, and now they're in the Super Bowl. All before the Steelers could win a playoff game, all before Josh Allen could make a Super Bowl. This is just so dumb. This is so dumb. That should not be possible. But at the same time, it's like They do deserve to be here because they made all the right hires, all the right signings, all the right draft picks during that 5 year stretch to get them to where they are now. I mean, hiring Vrabel, drafting Drake May, signing Stephon Diggs, improving that defense by a mile. Milton Williams, are you kidding me? What a signing that was. A proven
Yeah,
Super Bowl winner,
no
and now he's
shit.
already anchoring that D line, wreaking havoc every single game. Dude, I hate it, but they did everything right. That's
As
why
it
the rebuild only took 5 years.
as a completely unbiased general football fan, it's super impressive to see what they've done. And I am not a Robert Kraft fan, but I cannot say that he's not a great owner. He made fantastic decisions for this organization in the past 15 months to get them back to where they are. And so uh, all credit goes to the Patriots and what they've been able to do over the last year and how they've been able to rebuild. But I won't go any further than that because I'll have Patriots fans saying, "Oh, even you're admitting they're a good team. They're awesome." I can't do it. I am waiting to say anything bad about the Patriots until I see the outcome of the Super Bowl. If they win, Xander, I throw my hands up and I say good job. Like I can't say anything else. But if they lose,
If they win, I quit. I quit watching football. That's how I feel. Because, dude, we just as a Steelers fan winning four in the 70s, I'm not even alive during that time. Okay. I was born
right.
30 years later. I didn't witness four Super Bowls. I witnessed two. I got to
Oh
see
no,
two
you
Super
witnessed
Bowls.
two Super Bowls,
Hold on,
huh?
hold
That
on, hold on.
sucks,
There's a
dude.
point. There's a point here because we're 6 time champions, greatest franchise of all time, blah 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 blah. As soon as they get Tom Brady, they win freaking 6 Super Bowls in the amount of time it took us to win 6 Super Bowls in 40 years, dude. They win 6 Super Bowls in 20 years, 25 years. Not even 25 years. It was less than 20 years. They won 6 Super Bowls in like 18 years, dude. That's stupid.
Not
And
to
now they have a
mention
chance to win a seventh.
not to mention 19 division titles, 10 AFC champion or 11 AFC championship appearances. Um, so yeah, Patriots fans, no hate to you, but your suffering is
You have no
bullshit.
idea how good you guys have it. Just, I cannot wait for the day that they actually go through a long rebuild where they just suck for 15, 20 years.
Now, obviously, this doesn't apply to those who were watching the Super or watching the Patriots prior to Tom Brady because they had a rough time for a long time before the Tom Brady era. Um, but for those of you
Yeah, I mean, they were a
who are
football
my
team
age,
back in
who
the
I grew
60s and
up
they couldn't.
with over in Vermont, who I went to school
Fuck you guys.
here in Bangor, yeah, shut up about suffering. 5 years, shut up. You still made the playoffs once in those 5 years.
I know.
Shut up.
Like,
I
come
can't do
on,
it.
dude. They
So
they
they,
have people our age have no idea how good they have it, dude. They just have no idea how good they have it. And then not only that, they're also Celtics fans. So
yes,
they
that's what
get
I
to
was gonna
see
get at
they get to
next.
see more winning for NBA. Oh, guess what? They're also Red Sox fans. Oh, you got to see a World Series in 2004 and 2007 and 2012 or
14.
2013 and then 2018. Oh, look at that. And then you
Oh,
have
and
the Bruins. You
you're a
get to
Bruins
see a
fan
Stanley
too?
Cup in
Oh, okay, yeah.
2011. You got to see them go in 2013, 2019. I hate Boston fans, dude.
I can't do it, and we're gonna get a lot of slack, a lot of crap from our friends who watch the show, but I don't care, man. Like it is. And obviously there's exceptions. There's people who ride or die with their team and they're respectable fans, but there are so many Boston fans, not just Patriots fans, Boston fans who will leave a team if they're not good, come back when they are, and also are just the most spoiled fans because
They are
literally
the most spoiled. But
every
I'll give credit where it's due. What a freaking fan base, man. What a fan base. I mean, you look at any Bruins game, that TD Garden is freaking rocking. You look at any Red Sox game, Fenway rocking. You look at any Celtics game, especially in the playoffs, TD Garden is probably
oh
the
yeah.
loudest atmosphere in the league. And then you look at Gillette, every fan is screaming their lungs out, dude. I mean, I hate them. They're spoiled, but what a fan base. I mean, they ride and die with their team, so
Yeah,
whatever. I
exactly
just
right.
hope they suffer for 25 years.
At least one of their teams, man. Like at least
No, I
one.
want like half of their teams. I want three of their teams to suffer. I'm a
Yeah.
Celtics fan, so don't let them suffer, but everyone else
Hey,
suffer,
let's not
please.
let it get lost that when Tom Brady went to the Buccaneers, so many people
They
just
jumped ship.
they jumped ship.
My boss was a Pats fan, and he even admitted, "Oh, as soon as Brady went to Tampa, I became a Buccaneers fan." Oh my goodness.
Like I said, there's a lot of fans whose loyalty was to Brady or to winning, and when they stopped winning
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't have Brady, suddenly the Patriots didn't matter, and now that they're good again, a lot of them come back and like to rub it in your face when they haven't watched over the last 5 years. But I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. Xander, any final thoughts on Super Bowl, these conference games before we let it go?
Uh, at the end of the day, I hate saying it, but these are the two most deserving teams to gut it out and earn a spot to call themselves Super Bowl champions. I hate the Patriots with all my heart, but they are the most deserving AFC team out there to try and crown themselves champs. I don't care about the Seahawks, but they're the most deserving NFC team to be crowned Super Bowl champs. And because of that, I think it's going to be an electric game. I can't wait to watch it. Gonna get some good food in my system. I'm gonna be hanging out with my friends, my family. It's gonna be electric, man. And I just hope it's a great game.
Yeah, I'm super stoked for it. It is going to be a great game, and
I also
unfortunately,
wouldn't mind a Seahawks 62-3 win.
oh yeah, that would be awesome. I'm not even gonna say what I'm gonna do if the Patriots lose because I'm I'm trying not to jinx it. But anyway, that is the In the Pocket podcast. Kept it short today. Just wanted to go over those games real quick. Give a little preview of the Super Bowl. We'll be back with a couple more videos before the Super Bowl actually takes place. We'll have a preview. I think we should go in and talk about potential award winners in one episode as well. And we'll have two or three more episodes before the Patriots and the Seahawks face off.
We
Not
will
this.
not be talking about the Pro Bowl,
We will not be talking about the Pro Bowl. And let me just say, the fact Shedeur Sanders made it in today is absolutely unreal.
and that's why we're not going to talk about the Pro Bowl.
Unreal.
It's
Uh,
laughable, comical,
yeah.
stupid.
Anyway, that'll do it for us here on the In Pocket Podcast. Xander Cook, Max Sturm, thank you for watching. We'll be back later this week to talk more football. Enjoy your week off from the NFL.